Engine myth busting. 383 Chevy. Way more horsepower than I thought.
Guys, well, the 383 is just fresh done, and we're gonna head up and bring this thing to the dyno and see what kind of power it'll make. So now the setup basically is flat top 385 at 60 over technically, run-of-the-mill cast steel crank, cheaper forged rods, got a good bolt upgrade in them, stuff like that. So there's nothing crazy there, you know, just your run-of-the-mill Speed Pro pistons, flat top deal. Now we went with a small combustion chamber 195 head because we didn't know what we were going to have for piston to valve clearance. That's always a question on these builds. It was a forged piston, but it didn't have a huge looking valve relief, so we weren't sure if we could go bigger. And then we went ahead with the customer already had the RPM air gap, which is always a good choice. The HEI distributor, not super keen on that deal, and he brought us along a vacuum secondary 750 with like an HP body, so 4160. So a couple things we're not personally all keen on. I think the heads could be bigger. I wish the heads were bigger. I think that with like a 210 or a 220 head, it would probably make more power. You know, obviously we don't know what they're going to do yet, but it could be a thing. The carb's a 750, should be okay, maybe not, we're going to find out. This thing, in previous testing, my buddy Jay's motor made like 30 less horsepower with an HEI than an MSD. Now, this is like a new HEI, his was an old GM one that's 50 years old or whatever. That's a little bit of an unknown. So I guess the main thing we're going to see is, and I know they have other carbs over at the dyno, we'll try a couple different carbs on it, just as a for instance, see, obviously not changing the heads at the dyno, but our power number should be able to tell us something.
What's your horsepower guess?
I think 450 horse and probably 475 foot-pounds of torque. Really, honestly, it's pretty similar to Jason's motor in a lot of ways. A little more compression, a little more cubic inches. I don't think it'll make more peak power. I think it'll make more torque. So the cam specs, now the cam specs are healthy, and it's similar to what Jason's motor was. So we're 243 at 50 on the intake, 251 at 50 on the exhaust, 560, 555 lift. So it's, you know, very healthy for a street motor.
What were the torque numbers on Jason's motor? I forget. Do you remember?
I think it made 460 foot-pounds or something like that. So I mean, it might even make a little bit more torque. But really just a street strip motor. And I mean, the guy definitely had a tiny cam in it before and stuff. So either way, I think he's going to be happy. We're going to find out what it makes. Interesting for all of us involved, really, to just see what
well, he had two flat cam lobes, and the piston rings were, the top ring was like spaghetti.
And it still ran 12 flat.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
so 12.3, he says.
So, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm sure he's going to see an improvement no matter what.
I'm sure he will. So, we'll catch up with y'all in the morning.
Get her done. So 4,000 RPM.
Yes, sir.
363 horsepower, 477 foot-pounds. This is going to make some, well, the torque is getting pretty flat up there, but it's going to carry forever.
Probably make 485, 490. And we're not at a lot of timing yet, we don't think either.
No, we have no timing in it. We'll go check a plug.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's go take a look at this thing.
What's our air fuel doing?
Start very rich
Yeah.
and
It's turning pretty good.
perfect here.
Yeah. That's
Close
okay.
enough for government.
Well, it looks like it might make some decent power.
Yeah.
I thought it would when we just revved it. Took the gas up good.
84 is good.
Yeah, water seems about right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go look at that thing.
So how much you pulling this time?
Nothing.
Same.
45.
45.
That should be peak torque, I would think, about.
I mean, that cam was supposed to pull to 6,700 with peak.
They can't tell you what it's going to pull.
No, but I mean, that's their normal
I
range.
can guarantee you with the hydraulic roller, the way it's set up, it's going to pull really strong. It's going to peak at like 60 to 62, and it might run to 65. But
Well, I mean, we're going to run into a choke point with the heads and the intake and stuff.
I mean, that's why I think it's going to peak at around 6.
Right.
So it should peak toward 45.
So it could be.
I mean, Jay's peaked at 6,500 with a smaller cubic inch with a similar cam. Reasonable to assume.
3 is a smaller head. Sure is a shorter pull than we're used to. Coolant stayed better that time.
Yeah, probably was just had enough ring breakage in. 485.
485 torque, 411 horse already. The rings are breaking in, eh?
Yeah, it's speeding up quite a bit.
Yeah.
485 torque for no timing is pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Pretty good.
But even the horsepower, she's climbing good. It's 411 there, 4,500. So
Oh, it's getting cold.
Yeah, this is probably the
thermostat over.
no the thermocouple.
Okay.
Yeah, because the mechanical gauge
Yeah.
show me something else. 5,000.
I guess. And it seems happy. I've been watching vitals there. Everything seems very happy.
rings are definitely seating. We had a little breather smoke our first bowl.
Yeah. The best thing you can do for a set of rings is load them a little bit.
So what did we do there?
Looks like we've made our past peak torque a little bit.
Yeah, it started to flatten out.
Hey,
Oh, she's gonna have some horsepower.
That is a flat torque curve, my friend.
But look at the horsepower.
Yeah, it's already.
Oh, that's a little more surprising than I thought.
Yeah.
Remember I told you 450, 460?
yeah.
Or 5,000 RPM, we're already there with no timing.
So we have it. So bye.
I think that's going to be a pretty
Yeah.
good. I think that's going to be a pretty solid little.
He might go quite fast. I'm
I
surprised.
think the smaller heads are making it more torquey with the bigger cam, to be honest.
I'm surprised. I really didn't expect.
Because I probably personally would have gone the other way and gone with maybe a tiny bit more head and a tiny bit less cam. But
That cam doesn't sound radical at all.
No.
I don't think it's going to be an issue.
In 100 RPM, we win 8
horsepower,
horsepower.
yeah.
So this is not the end.
Oh,
Not
no.
even.
No.
I think
No.
it'll go to 6. I think it'll peak at 6 personally.
6,000. Yeah.
Yeah, because what's our peak torque at? Where are we? 486. Well, it's kind of hard to
42,
tell.
43, hey,
Yeah.
39.
Yeah.
4,000.
It's all the same.
We may end up at my perfect world scenario I gave him. I told him, I said, if we're really lucky, I said we might, get 475, 480 out of it. If we're really lucky, we might. With timing, we'll see.
Okay, so long story short, why don't we could try to 6,000? I think it's going to run fine. The air fuel looks suckish.
Yeah, no, he start to lean here.
Oh, yeah.
So I prefer to try 5,500.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I think 13.2 is about the perfect air fuel to make the most horsepower.
yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, but when we put timing in it, we're going to be freaking lean.
Yeah. Yeah, we may have to add a
we may have to go up some jet here.
Yeah, we might have to add a few jet rushes. You think that's a little loose on the stand, maybe?
Are those bottom bolts tight?
Yeah.
I don't put the handbrake. The foot brake.
Problem.
Oh, 9. So 5,500.
Oh, that's your fuel over to go.
She kind of likes the RPM though.
Did the 13.5 air fuel.
Oh yeah.
We're in the jet business, boys.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to let her cycle anyway. What are we doing here?
It made quite a bit more power. It sounded good. 489,
Yeah.
Jesus,
But
jumping.
493. It's
490,
as
394.
the rings break in, it's making more torque.
Yeah.
This thing's making more horsepower than I ever thought it would.
It's gonna hit 500 here in a second.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a happy customer, Bubba. I mean,
I'm surprised.
I think if he puts that thing in a Corvette, 500 foot-pounds of torque and 500 horsepower. it's
you're
gonna still be,
surprised. Holy shit, man! Like I'm surprised.
Considering he probably had 440 foot-pounds before and like 400 horsepower, I think he's gonna shit a chicken. I mean,
With the size of the head, I'm surprised.
I'm very surprised.
That's the part I think we're all surprised. It
Yeah.
looks like it's about to end picking up horsepower. It looks like it's got another 200 or 300 RPM it's going to pick up.
Yeah, but we
It's going
don't.
to be about done, but I mean, that torque curve.
I think it's a 6,000 RPM engine, but I mean,
Yeah.
we have no timing yet.
Yeah, we have no timing in it. It'll probably become a more RPM-y engine.
Looking at that spark plug, it's got nothing.
Okay, well, I guess we should probably just start on the secondary to add jet. Or do you think we should add all four corners, or what do you...
Why don't we look at the back, because he's not sure there's a power valve in there?
If you add timing, you're gonna lose a little bit of torque, but keep the engine climbing. Okay?
If it's way short on timing, I don't think we'll lose torque, though. Yeah, I think it's way short on timing.
Okay.
But
I
let's.
think, personally, we'll pick up, but I mean, let's check the spark plug again, and we'll see.
So 33 degrees of timing. We're making.
A lot.
We're making 493 at what
489.
40? How many?
4,400, 40, anywhere from 4,100 to
Yeah.
4,400.
It carries pretty steady, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And we're at 5,500 horsepower, still climbing at 49.5 with no timing.
Well,
So
let's do the old spark plug check.
probably have to change the power valve to really fix that. But I don't think there's any sense in that on a dyno carburetor.
I just didn't know.
We're not gonna run
Make
it.
it a bit more. I know it would be easy to cheat it a little bit.
So what's in this carburetor now?
84, 84.
We may have to upsize that other one a little bit more then. Although it might pull a little different air. We probably should just try it.
We can bolt it on after.
See if it runs.
to load it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it. It
Yeah.
definitely lost torque down there because of the load in, but
We'd have to put different power valves in it to fix that.
yeah, we could.
I mean, there's no sense worrying about that.
What the fuck?
Didn't hold it?
If what?
What are you cussing
Oh,
at?
I put calibrated touch and
Fucked it up.
yeah.
That's okay.
Ev-
489.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It lost a little bit of torque, just probably because it was richer.
Yeah. But
What,
now
it
if
only lost-
you add timing, we're gonna
Yeah.
pick everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's just go
Let's
ahead.
give her a
Okay,
couple.
so we've reached peak power about.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah. 6,000.
we just started going down.
Yeah.
You could hear it in the motor.
Yeah.
That will probably carry out to 6, and
I bet it'll go to 6 with timing.
it didn't lose a lot though. Like it kind of carries there for quite a while. In
Yeah.
the 480s, you know, from 55.
The BSFCs, you can see it right in the BSFCs. I mean, actually, it looks like it's
Lean. But those number here,
Yeah.
Yeah, some guys tune off BSFCs, I don't think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Quite a few guys do actually. I don't think that's a problem though. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and check spark plug,
yeah.
and we'll go from there.
Yes.
Give her a couple degrees. Okay, so we got 2 more degrees, you said, right? What are we at total timing?
We're 35 now or 34.
Cool. I'll have to go check the timing mark on a plug now and see what that gave us. See if it liked it.
483, 488. Didn't like it.
No.
I'll be damned.
It actually fucked up the torque curve a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, let's go back.
I mean,
Well, you never know, the combustion chamber on that head or whatever. Eh?
Yeah.
that might have enough compression that it just. That's
Yeah.
what it wants.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. I mean, if that's what it likes, that's what it likes.
Sure. I mean,
This is tell us the truth.
yeah.
I guess we won't see our number we wanted to see, but still more than I thought it would make. So, what the hell?
Yeah, but we made 493,
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we?
I think.
Yeah. I think so.
No, this one. 493 here.
Torque, yeah.
Yeah, torque.
Yeah. and
490.
490.
490, yeah. That's, I'll take it. It's like I say, it's better than I thought it would
A
be.
490 motor is pretty.
Yeah.
It's honestly hard to tell what's going on with that timing light.
You know, honestly though, like, it sounded a little spotty through the pipes when it got revved up. So I kind of wondered what it was going to do, because when Frank was on it, I could hear a little bit of misfire-ish
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Uh,
let's
that's
just.
Probably the distributor.
I think that's it. The fire failing in the distributor.
Yeah. A good old HEI.
Yeah, I think we're at the limit. I bet if we put an MSD in it right now, it
We'd
would
see our
probably-
500. Yeah.
We bust the 500.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason's it was worth 20 horsepower.
Yeah, I know.
25.
I know. I think Jason's was a little sicker than this one. You know.
Yeah, and Jay's HEI was worse than this HEI.
Like, yeah,
but,
like this one. This
but
one.
this one's bad.
It's still an HEI though.
Yeah.
All right, let's go just crank that timing back. You want to just try that other carburetor quick and see?
Yeah, sure. And
Then we can rip it off the stand and go home.
Yeah.
All right.
An early day.
Cool.
Yeah.
Camper's good. That means we're at 35.
Because I was top dead and it lined up.
HEI, man. That thing, that ignition has a bad misfire.
It's just like
I
Jason's.
think the coils in them must not be strong enough to maintain fire or something like that.
490.
498.
498 there.
Yeah, 490 horse, 498
Man,
torque.
with a distributor, that motherfucker would make horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because
Like you can hear after 4,500. Like I think that's where the ignition's good, and I think that drop we see right there, because before it was flat. That's the ignition.
You know, we keep having that same issue here with whenever we test one with HEI. After we make a few pulls, I think the heat gets into that coil, into that cap, and it starts to jack with it.
Yeah.
Is what I think is happening.
Yeah.
because it's very rich here.
Yeah.
On the plenum, you accumulate fuel.
Yeah.
And he tried to clean the intake.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's why.
Yeah. That's possible.
And probably the air fuel will tell us the same thing. 11.5.
Yeah, it's true, and then it leans up.
Yeah.
And it all of a sudden turns pretty lean.
Yeah.
Well, let's throw that other carb on, just see if it'll run.
Yeah, I mean, I think it answers. To
In
be
case,
honest,
just in case he chooses to run that carburetor instead of his injection.
With the fucking distributor.
Yeah.
It would, it would maybe be a 525, 525 motor.
Maybe probably 510, 515 there, but
it would be
over 5.
over 5. Yeah. I mean, we're 90. We're 490. We might, we might as well say we're 500 horse. I mean, you ain't gonna feel 10 horsepower.
No, but it's a 500 engine.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're 500 foot-pounds. We're 498 point what? I mean, we're 500 foot-pounds.
Yeah.
We can round that off. It's better than I thought it would be. I'm happy.
Yeah. I think the Duke will be. Then we'll just shut it off. It's done.
If it's too lean, we'll just tell you to quit. Oh, that would help. See how many horsepower it makes it idle?
Yeah. We'll see if it's here.
Power valve fires it up.
Actually,
We got down to 13.1, 13.2.
that's perfect. In the car with exhaust, that'll be really good.
Yeah, that's true.
What the fuck's up with the torque's way weird though? What the fuck happened there? What? We're missing 50 foot-pounds. But we gained 5 horsepower.
How do we do that off a carburetor? Probably because the 4 barrels aren't opening or something. Because vacuum secondary.
Vacuum
I
secondary.
bet you're right.
Yeah.
It made more horsepower though. We picked up 5 horsepower. But
So we need to tell the vacuum secondary.
you'd have to change that spring in the vacuum secondary.
We could do the old screw in the secondary linkage trick.
Well, you could just change the spring too. I mean, you put the light spring in it. Probably got the heavy spring in it.
Do you want to maybe do that if Frankie has a spring, and then we can like deliver it with the torque? I mean, you want the torque when you get after it. I mean,
He's gonna have it with his injection.
yeah, but if he decides to run the carburetor, it's gonna
It's got to be the 4 barrels not opening.
definitely.
Has to be.
I mean,
495 on 2 barrel.
No.
It's open there, but
Okay.
it's not open there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it has to have too much airflow to open.
But
for
here,
it.
can we just do the screw in the 4-barrel trick just to see if it picks it up, and we can confirm our theory? People driving around missing 50 foot-pounds because of
4 barrels don't open.
their 4 barrels aren't opening soon enough.
Yeah, but I mean, it goes on airflow, so I probably flooded that, Frank.
Okay.
I pumped it to see. I floored it. I was trying to see how easy the 4 barrels opened with that spring.
Okay.
I expect that's what's going on with that.
Oh, can you do a throttle test for me? When you crack it, it starts opening.
Oh, it does? Okay, good.
It doesn't like slow revving it. It doesn't do shit. But if
I'm
you
most polite than you. I tried.
yeah, I know you were just being.
Frank, you haven't figured out he's rude on them engines yet?
I mean, if they make it past my test, they're
If an engine survives tie, it's a tough son of a gun.
a good engine.
I don't think we're missing 50 anymore. I think we're maybe missing a
What do
little.
you think, Frank?
I don't know. I checked the.
I watched the
pressure
torque
and
numbers. They
it's-
were coming up uncorrected at 460. So
If we're missing it, I'm walking out there and putting a zip tie on that deal.
yeah.
No, we got it back.
502.
502 horse. Look at that.
Cool.
Give me that dyno sheet for the customer.
That's the one. 49, but man, it like has 2 torque peaks. I think that must be the.
VTEC.
Yeah, yeah. No, but honestly, that's probably the.
Shut up,
400.
Honda boy.
Yeah.
Ty and I, though, were discussing it earlier about the HEI with that rich. I think when we have the richer carburetor on there,
The
probably that HEI just can't burn it, where the MSD does. You know,
Yeah.
I think is the difference.
But that's, I mean, shit, that's a very successful engine.
Hey, he wanted 500 horse. He's got 500 horse.
Like, exactly.
We're making more horsepower with a vacuum secondary carburetor, not because it's vacuum secondary, because it's a little bit leaner.
Yep.
And the motor obviously likes it a little bit leaner.
Yep.
It's happy. We should double check a plug there and everything, but I mean everything looks
I'm
happy.
not worried. I think it'll keep plugs really nice on the street.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, to me.
And as you say, if he puts that in there through exhaust, everything's gonna fatten up. So probably two, maybe may have more than enough jet really.
Yeah.
There you go.
Me personally, I think it's a success.
I call that. No, I'm super happy.
Everything.
I mean, look, it's over 400 foot-pounds everywhere. It's over 425 foot-pounds from 31 to 6,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it would keep being over probably till 6,500. I mean, it's over 450 foot-pounds, really, most of the run. Like,
Definitely a learning experience as usual, though. I mean, here we've learned about vacuum secondaries today and how important that can be.
I mean, you're over
See that?
460 foot-pounds from 34 to 57. You know what I mean? Like, that's a fucking torquey
Yeah,
motor.
it's a little leaner air fuel, which it definitely likes.
Yeah.
But temps are good, oil pressure's good, everything's happy. I mean, shit.
Yeah, I think Boss Man.
No leaks.
I think Boss Man will be happy when he puts that in the car.
Yeah, that's one of those deals right there. Honestly, for that little engine, it should be pretty drivable.
So technically, you see the jump in BSFC right here. So 4,100 should, I would think, be peak torque. It doesn't seem to be. It seems to carry on. It gets 2 jumps. It has a spike of efficiency, then it gets rich, and it has a spike of efficiency, then right up.
And you saw them on the torque
Yeah,
curve.
the torque curve has two jumps. You can see it right there.
Yeah.
It has. I'm sure that's where it's making power, and that's making power there. And I mean, it's still gaining at 6,000 a tiny bit. I mean, I'm sure that's peak, but like.
That should pull pretty damn fair in his little vet, though.
Oh yeah, that and a Corvette's going to be
Honking
a fun
badass
time.
little motor.
A fun time, I'm sure.
Yeah, be a lot of fun.
Well, and it keeps making a couple more pounds and a couple
Anyway,
more horsepower. every time.
like this, I feel better about it if he decides he's using the carburetor. We've got his carburetor set up.
Yeah.
And
Well, and I mean, as the rings break in, it keeps getting a little better, and it's only going to get better.
I was glad to use the dyno carburetor to get it, going. But then
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm happy we got his.
So no,
We'll do a little walk around video, show no leaks, and then we're good to go.
yeah, we'll check the oil filter and everything when we get home.
We'll cut the oil filter apart when we get home.
I mean, it's
We haven't seen any change in oil pressure. I got no reason to think there's a problem. But
it's due for
how many pulls do we make, Frank?
9, 8, 9.
Yeah.
So did we get by that breaking point?
Yeah. 10. 10 is the breaking
10,
point.
10's your breaking point.
I think honestly, we'll go home and we'll chop the filter apart.
Yeah.
We'll change the oil. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure the rings will put enough in there that we
I'll
should
throw
change
new
the
oil in it, change the filter.
But I think Buddy should be happy with that.
Call it a day. 9 pulls.
Yeah.
No leaks. Everything's dry, clean. Should be very good.
The paint looks extraordinary.
That's the automotive clear coat over the orange.
Okay.
It actually does seem to preserve that paint a little better
Definitely.
because there's not a lot of protection in that spray can paint. You know,
Okay.
you put the automotive clear on top, it definitely seems to be better.
Engine mist, but